Why are you laughing like that? Okay, seriously, you're scaring me. Stop it!
Hello, my fellow trainers, fellow Pokefans, fellow human beings that enjoy the video game Scarlet and Violet. I today have something very exciting for you. Recently, in recent times, in the near past, a fourth way of saying that, I did a roundabout theory and evidence pointy-outy video that there is plenty of clues and in some case just hard confirmation that there is a third as of yet undiscovered legendary Pokemon that exists within the crater that is definitely there. We just don't know too many details about it, but its existence is really all but certain. And talking of ball, I mean, we can see its existence in the little evil eyes on every single Terra Crown, watching you, waiting. But we'll loop back to that in a moment, because we have got some exciting leaks slash confirmation slash sneaky info sneaked to us that support a lot of what I was saying, and that's really cool and makes me feel very proud. So what am I talking about then? Well, first and foremost, let's have a look at this. This, by our ever-reliable and good friend Ku, is a little bit of a DLC riddle about the special terrestrialization that we've got, comparing it to Mega Evolution, Z-Moves, and Dynamax Gigantamaxing. And the thing is, one of them is different. That's curious, isn't it? And the answer, honestly, is fairly simple. When it comes to Z-Moves, we have Necrozma as its, well, legendary progenitor. When we go to Dynamaxing, we have Eternatus as the mastermind behind that. When we have Mega Evolution, it's not really as clear-cut. It's kind of tied to the ultimate weapon, maybe a little bit, Yveltal and such, but it's not really a I am the legendary of Mega Evolution like the other two got. So, Mega Evolution here is the odd one out. Oh, and Ku later confirmed that Mega Evolution is the odd one out here, so I'm not just deciding that's the answer, that is the answer. Which means terrestrialization is not the odd one out, which means it shares something in common with Z-Moves and Dynamaxing. What does it share? A progenitor legendary that we will one day face, encounter, and of course catch. And this is definitely further hinted here when we get an image of, yes, Necrozma, Eternatus, just the generic Megastone, and then the evil eyes in the crown. I told you we'd come back to that, and sooner than you thought. This, of course, is a follow-up to that little riddle going, hey, look, for 3 of the special gimmicks, there's a legendary Pokemon tied to it. For one of them, there isn't, so we've still got to meet the terrestrializing legendary, which is hinted at by the evil eyes in the Terra Crown that belongs to it. And that's really cool to know, to have sort of hard confirmed, really. I mean, this is the most reliable source of, let's say, advanced Pokemon information that we have. And it also lines up with the fact that we do have this page of the Scarlet Violet book talking in very bleeped tones of this Pokemon surrounded by this hexagonal crystal shell that seems to have the power of terrestrialization that caused it. That is being talked about in the book in Research Station 1. It is linked to a being we call something, and it has interlocking hexagonal plates, and the shell cause the phenomenon known as terrestrializing. I mean, that's a pretty slam dunk. We know both in-game it is hinting at a Pokemon tied to terrestrializing that causes it, that is in the shell, and we know now via out-of-game sources, let's say, that yeah, that is definitely a thing and is going to be a thing in the DLC. But that doesn't stop there. No, not at all indeed. There is more to see. We also have this. Another little riddle, a little bit of tease. What will the DLC focus on? Of course, we were able to vote, but the truth is in there. And the truth, I think, lies in the form of Heath. Yes, indeed. And if you don't know who Heath is, well, you need to brush up on your reading, because he went on the expedition to Area Zero, as well as the author of the Scarlet/Violet book with his Cyclizar. And let's be honest, he looks really, honestly, evil. Like, he looks so generically evil with his little angry eyebrow. Even his Cyclizar's like, oh no, don't get mad, boss. Ooh, a little bit worried over there. Okay, obviously this is in the past, but the idea, we have time shenanigans in Area Zero, right? We have time shenanigans in the crater. That's where the Paradox Pokemon come from. So imagine Heath here has actually been alive, aging slower, or found some source to prolong life in the crater, and is actually going to return in the DLC as the bad guy who has now finally found the source of and mastered, controlled, tamed, as tends to happen, the legendary that generates terrestrialization, and that's going to be our big bad climax in the end of the DLC. That is really exciting, and it lines up again with both in-game and out-of-game from Ku here. Then we have a little bit of a mention on what do you think the two legendary paradoxes we know about are, those being the Scarlet past version fusion of the legendary dogs and the Violet future version fusion of Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakion, and well, I am of the opinion that they are going to be Paradox mythical Pokemon. That seems like a way to do this, and a way to make it work. So that's honestly quite exciting. But we need to take this a step further, just one final little step further. And to do that, we must go to geography! Yeah, okay, bear with me. So this is, of course, France and Spain, the countries that, well, Kalos, Gen 6, and now Paldea in Gen 9 are based off, France and Spain respectively. This is when we overlay both the maps, and yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it, this isn't blowing anyone's mind, everybody knows this, we've done this. However, let's make them a little bit transparent. You'll notice that there is very conspicuously a slice of land that isn't covered by either map, that is the midway point between Kalos and Paldea, Spain/France. Technically, in the real world, it's more France and a tiny bit of Spain, but in the Pokemon world, let's call it this combination no man's land. And this isn't just a, ooh, there's space here for activities, and it isn't just a, the map just wasn't drawn that far, it's not a big deal, because if we look at the map in game, we can obviously see, and I'm sure you may have noticed this, at the top right of the map is the only place that it's not essentially just endless ocean. It is this massive line that we cannot cross. You are not allowed to climb up it, and it is clear that this is some sort of landmass connected to Paldea at the top right, exactly where this middle ground between Paldea and Kalos would be. And it's no secret that these two regions are connected, because in real life they are connected. There's plenty of references in-game to Kalos, and that ties it all in nicely. But if you need further proof of these two regions being connected, and that connection likely being this exact mountain barrier, there is 3 trainers you can battle along this barrier, and all 3 of them use a major Pokemon from Kalos. Goodra, Noivern, who I absolutely love, by the way, and Dragalga, who I love even more, by the way. And that is, I mean, that's telling, right? That's not an accident. It is my certain belief, or at least 99% sure, based on both the leaks, the data mines, and the in-game hints, that of course this top right area is a connection to Kalos and prime real estate for a future DLC, a story of which will take place there, eventually taking us back to Area Zero, more Paradox shenanigans, meeting our new evil guy, likely Keith, meeting the originator of terrestrialization, which we know is a thing, is a Pokemon, is a third legendary, is something we will meet, it is connected to hexagons, and here is where the rub is. What is a Pokemon that is meaningful enough to be a big deal in the DLC, that is symbolized by a hexagonal shape and has meaning to Kalos that could be transplanted on to Paldea? Well, to me, obviously, Zygarde, right? It literally is made of hexagons. It could easily have a new form that is related to terrestrialization. Or perhaps, if we're going to go crazy, What about a Paradox Zygarde? A past one and a future one that is... or, hell, even one that's a combo past future that's kind of representing both eras. Something like that. A big-time Zygarde hexagonal shell creating this phenomenon, or at least a cousin to it, something related that weaves in both regions and kind of redeems a Pokemon that, let's be honest, I think really never got a proper spotlight. Yes, it got some more action in Sun and Moon with 10% and 100% form, but at the same time, I think there was a lot more to Zygarde than we ever got, and this could finally be, well, that more. Oh, so really, that's kind of where we're at. Factually, there is a legendary, a Pokemon that we will meet in the DLC that is the creative terrestrialization that's symbolized by hexagons and is a big deal. We know a lot of tidbits and that is very exciting, and then everything else lines up perfectly to paint this picture of an extra slice of the map that is either going to be more a bit of Kalos, a bit more of Paldea, but suddenly connecting the two that will eventually weave back to Paradox Pokemon and the crater for a big finale with a new evil guy that is, in my book, likely Heath. Oh, alright, let me know what you guys think of this. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, and consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. Until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.